Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Alfriti and Today FM rocks here in Tabwa.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilaiti Ambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Osur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, bereaved families depart for Christchurch. PM warns terrorist attack could happen here. And Central Bus Company drivers strike continues.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
A third Fijian has lost his life in New Zealand's worst massacre in modern history. 61-year-old Ashraf Ali is the latest Fijian to have fallen victim of the terror attack which claimed 50 lives last Friday. The other two Fijians are 58-year-old Ashraf Razak Ali and 59-year-old Imam Haji Hafiz Musa Patel. Family members of two of the three Fijian nationals are arranging travel documents to fly to New Zealand. Hafiz Patel's family is already in New Zealand. Pranita Prakash reports.
The past few days have been anguish for these two Nakasi families. Until yesterday, 61-year-old Ashraf Ali's family didn't know his whereabouts. He migrated to New Zealand 17 years ago and was a regular worshipper at the Masjid Al-Nur on Deans Avenue in Christchurch.
My brother's body was discovered from the mosque yesterday afternoon and it has been taken to the hospital. My daughter, sister and I are now arranging travel documents to travel to New Zealand as soon as possible.
The sister of 58-year-old Ashraf Razak Ali is also awaiting her visa. Ali, known as Babu to his friends and community, had gone to New Zealand a week prior to the shooting.
His body hasn't been released yet. I spoke to my family in New Zealand. They are still waiting for the body to be released. I am also waiting for my visa.
Meanwhile, the South Auckland Muslim Association confirms the funeral of the third victim, Pesh Imam of the Latoka Mosque Haji Hafiz Musa Patel, will be held in Auckland, New Zealand. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Speaking exclusively to FBC News, Prime Minister Vorengen Bainimarama says terrorist attacks like that at the two mosques in Christchurch, where 50 innocent people were murdered, could take place anywhere. He says that is why we all must be aware that acts of extreme violence often begins when preachers of hate and division are allowed to propagate their vile way of thinking. The Prime Minister is urging all Fijians to speak up against racism and hatred on all platforms, because to remain silent would be an injustice to the victims of the Christchurch massacre.
But it can happen anywhere. We found out that it happened in New Zealand where it was least expected. So it can happen anywhere.
To ensure this doesn't, the Prime Minister is urging Fijians to speak out against such hatred. However, learning that some Fijians may instead be speaking up for racism and encouraging Islamophobia, the Prime Minister is clear. Fiji has no place for them.
Well, as I said, we need to speak out and reply to those. I don't know whether those speaking out are here in Fiji or away overseas and speaking on behalf of some Fijians, but that's stupid of them. We can't afford that. Well, they can have a look at all those comments that are made on Facebook. Huh?
The Police Commissioner has directed his Chief of Intelligence and Investigation and the Director CID to immediately investigate hate speeches propagated on social media following the terror attack in Christchurch 3 days ago. This has been confirmed to FBC News by Brigadier General Sitiveni Gilio. However, he says no reports of hate crime have been lodged.
We can't allow this type of hate speech and rhetoric to continue. It is very worrying for us to see the amount of hatred being propagated, and it's evident that some of the people making these statements are not even fully aware of the circumstances surrounding what has happened or transpired.
The police chief has at the same time assured the Muslim community in Fiji as well as visitors that they are safe.
There is nothing to worry about. We work closely with our neighboring countries and with organizations to keep track of people and also I've also given out clear directives that we need to be more vigilant in addressing these type of issues. And one of them is addressing the hate speech that has been going on social media.
Bodies of the victims from the Christchurch mosque massacre are expected to be released to the families for burial this week. New Zealand High Commissioner to Fiji, Jonathan Kerr, says their security agencies are working around the clock to ensure this is done as soon as possible.
New Zealand Police has been working very hard to meet our legislative requirements and obligations to the Chief Coroner for disaster victim identification and to release the bodies of the deceased to their families as soon as possible so that Muslim burial rites can be performed consistent with Islamic custom.
A senior leader who lost his wife in the terror attack says he has forgiven the shooter. Farid Ahmed told Newshub his extraordinary gesture of forgiving the man who killed his wife is what his wife would have wanted. Hundreds of people were affected this morning due to a strike carried out by 35 drivers from the Central Transport Limited. People from Vatuanga, Toorak, Gaji Road and the hospital route in Suva had to resort to other forms of transportation to get to work and school. The drivers are demanding for pay rise and improved working conditions, as Catherine Krishna reports.
Muhammad Ayub Din, who has been working for Central Transport Limited for 21 years, is not happy with his pay.
Drivers who are not in the union are paid $3.70 and the ones in the union are getting $3.45. We also want the company to increase our pay and back pay us like they back paid the others. They were paid $800 to $1,000 as back pay, therefore we want the same provisions for us. We will return to work when this is done.
The drivers say their working hours are very long and they don't get paid accordingly.
Drivers are not coming to work just because of them. If they could have increased the wages, drivers are there. When we told them that you increase the wages, drivers will there. They say no. First the income come, then the wages will come. Already the income has increased. How much else will come up?
The drivers, if they work for 8 hours, they will collect $152.35 for 8 hours of work. And that's not enough for us. What we are crying for, but to the management, if they could pay us $300 for 8 hours of work per day for 48 hours a week.
Meanwhile, Land Transport Authority Chief Executive Samuel Simpson in a statement says the company has breached its operating license and has called on the drivers to return to work. Employment Minister Parveen Kumar says the strike is illegal and they are working to resolve the issue. Kumar will be meeting with the bus company and the drivers tomorrow. Numerous efforts to get a comment from the Central Transport Limited remains futile. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
Still to come, World Bank office brings new opportunities and Suva challenged by increasing waste. Details after the break.
Nambula FM, nambandua ya nasere.
Hoya ubasit sai sa ilambasa, ya ndo talita ina warong nambula FM nambandua ya nasere.
Guya do tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka. Talita kina na warong nambula FM, nambandua ya nasere.
Wana tunga nambula FM, nambandua ya nasere nambuan.
Na vengo fani na tao ne ngo singa toka. Kita ndo talita ka nambula FM, nambandua ya nasere.
Bula FM, nambandua.
The World Bank has stated the vast opportunities in communications and technology can increase Fiji's gross domestic products and at the same time create 300,000 additional jobs across the Pacific region by 2040. While opening its new office in Suva today, the World Bank Group stated they are looking forward to providing more assistance to Fiji and the Pacific. Ali Kimbia has more.
This new office has opened doors for more opportunities for the Pacific region.
There are similarly exciting opportunities in tourism, in fisheries, and in labor mobility.
The World Bank says they are ready to provide high level of partnership of growth in the region. For the Fijian government, the new office comes with numerous opportunities that Fiji can benefit from.
We are expanding our presence here because we understand the significant opportunities and also the challenges facing Fiji and the South Pacific countries.
We need to have a mind shift. We need to change our mind, the way we look at business, the way we look at doing business both within government and outside government. how we relate to the private sector.
The economy minister has stated it is vital to engage the private sector while carrying out relevant work to develop our economy. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
A landmark agreement has been signed by the Fijian government and the International Finance Corporation to provide low affordable housing for all Fijians. The deal is expected to eventuate by next year and is also aimed at providing climate-resilient homes. Ali Kimbi again with the story.
It is a struggle to find housing in Fiji as land and home prices continue to rise.
There are many people, for example, who have relatively good jobs, but they don't live on secure title land. And that is, of course, very, very critical. If we don't address it, it becomes a big problem.
With this being an issue, the government has partnered with the IFC to assist low and middle income families.
So we need to, of course, adopt new methodologies and new technologies of construction, because if you're able to bring down the cost base, then you're able to then pass on a home that is, of course, affordable.
As a member of the World Bank Group, the International Finance Corporation will work to design the right public-private partnership model to deliver affordable housing.
So one of the things that we are hoping to achieve here is what I would say some sort of a hybrid in disaster resilient and affordable housing. And how do you make it affordable to the people?
The government is steadily realizing its vision of providing a new range of affordable, high-quality housing options for Fijian families in ways that make sense in our rapidly modernizing economy. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
Overcrowded flats are the biggest challenge for the Public Rental Board. With more than 1,000 tenants, the PRB is working hard to provide homes to Fijians who desperately need it. Anna Ravulo reports.
In any flat owned by Public Rental Board, a total of 6 people are allowed to live in a 2-bedroom flat, while only 4 are allowed to stay in a 1-bedroom flat. The PRB says this rule is being violated.
We have issued notices if they can move forward. But as you know, housing is quite a problem, and we are taking it easy with the tenants.
Vale says evicting tenants is the last resort, therefore they have plans in place to construct more flats.
There is one in Simala, 36 units, which is in progress, funded by government of 3.6 million. And there is a proposal for New Town of 140 units, which we hope to commence soon under PPP.
So that the financially disadvantaged members of the community can access decent, affordable rental housing.
Meanwhile, around 900 housing applications have been waitlisted by the Public Rental Board. Anna Ravulo, FBC News.
Fiji is faced with a challenge to manage and properly dispose of different kinds of waste. A study undertaken in 2012 shows that Suva City alone generates 65 to 68 tons of waste per day. Kritika Kumar reports.
Environment Minister Mahendra Reddy says Fiji is yet to develop a complex waste management system to handle different types of waste.
Due to laxity and absence of waste disposal frameworks in the past, and inability and lack of will to enforce penalties, there is a prevailing culture of disposing waste willy-nilly in our waterways, alongside roads, near riverbanks, along the coast, in the mangroves and natural forests.
Reddy says this needs to change as we risk losing our natural capital and will deprive the future generations from having access to it.
When discarded carelessly, litter usually ends up in our rivers and creeks, causing flash flooding. Litter is also a threat to public health.
Green Waste Recycle Private Limited says recycling requires joint approach.
I do really wish everyone can join us and to protect our environment.
Ministry of Waterways and Environment marked the Global Recycling Day today with the theme Recycling into the Future. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
Coming up in sports later with Melly, Crusaders consider new name in wake of Christchurch shooting tragedy. But first, Anna Ravulo is here now with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up after the break. Airport achieves carbon accreditation. And in growing Fiji, yet another coffee shop challenges the market. Stay with us.
Dola, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Singapore. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Marida. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Singapore.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Nandi International Airport received Level 2 Airport Carbon Accreditation from Airports Council International this week. Fiji Airport's Executive Chair Faiz Khan says this latest achievement is a testimony of the airport's positive contribution towards the mitigation of climate change. The international airport has received 2 major ACI recognitions within the space of a month. Last month, it received silver recognition under the Green Airports Recognition 2019 for airports with less than 10 million passengers annually. In 2017, it became accredited for Level 1 mapping. This has now been upgraded to Level 2 reduction. Khan says they hope to achieve Level 3 or even 3+ in the future. Sneefa from HFC Bank now joins us with the latest from the trading world.
A quick look at trading on the South Pacific Stock Exchange for last week. 7 of the listed stocks recorded trades, noting various share price movements. Atlantic and Pacific Packaging Company Limited shares dropped by 1 cent, closing the week at $1.54. Communications Fiji Limited shares rose by 10 cents and ended at a share price of $5.50. Fiji Care Insurance Limited shares dropped 1 cent, ending the week at $1.54. RB Patel Group Limited shares closed at $6.55, noting a growth of 55 cents. Fijian Holdings Limited shares had a further growth of 5 cents, ending the week at a share price of $1.75. And BSP Convertible Notes Limited shares increased by 45 cents, closing the week at a share price of $14.45. Subsequent to the various share price changes, the overall market capitalization increased by 0.99% and ended the week at $3.4 billion. That's the latest from our local stock market, Vinaka.
It was a mixed day for the Fiji dollar, which rose against the Chinese yuan and the US dollar, as well as the euro, but slipped against the other currencies we cover. Looking at commodities, oil increased a few cents, still remaining about $58 a barrel. Gold was also on the rise, hitting $1,300 per ounce, and silver closed up at $15.25 per ounce. In growing Fiji, a newly opened cafe in Suva's Central Business District will donate its coffee sales from today to families and victims of the Christchurch massacre. Weta Coffee Fiji at Mobile Go-To Station in Victoria Parade opened last week, drawing hundreds of customers to their drinks and quick grab-and-go bites. Akasita Tale reports the espresso is from New Zealand.
Just a week into business, Weta Coffee is already giving back to the society.
Fiji and New Zealand always having very close connections, whether it be with people or business, trade and so forth. We needed to do something. So we announced this morning that all our coffee sales today will be tallied and donated to the families of the victims.
Nestled inside Mobile service station, coffee isn't the only favorite, as hot chocolate, waffles and other quick and easy bites are hot on their menu. The local franchise has attracted many coffee lovers and plans are in place to expand the business.
The second site will be up on Selborne Street. It'll be a lot bigger and it'll have a full cafe with wine shop and Airbnb suites.
The grab-and-go cafe uses plant-based, biodegradable and compostable takeaway packaging made from abundant, rapidly renewable resources such as corn and bamboo. Akosita Tale, FBC News.
And that's a wrap from the business desk for tonight. Melly joins you now with all the very latest in sports.
Thanks, Anna. Good evening. Coming up in sports.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Kritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
The Vodafone Fiji football side and the visiting New Caledonia team will observe a minute of silence to remember the victims of the two mosque shootings in Christchurch before their FIFA International friendly opener. Fiji FA Chief Executive Mohammed Yusuf says the players will also wear black armbands. Earlier today, Fiji Airways 7's head coach Gareth Baber was invited to the Fiji football camp at the Fiji FA Academy in Watuanga Suva as the guest speaker. Baber encouraged the national footballers to take pride in the sport and to maintain discipline on and off the field. You can watch the match live on FBC Sports. 14 Fiji Warriors have been selected to be part of the World Rugby Pacific Combined Program. The program will allow players from Samoa, Tonga and Fiji a chance to play for any international club this year. Kurei Tandulal reports.
World Rugby High Performance Coach Peter Horn says the program is vital to the future development of Pacific Island rugby.
The combine itself is really around trying to get players that have identified with talent from the Pacific Challenge and give them an opportunity to go into other competitions such as the NRC or Maritime or Super Rugby or abroad into a professional contract. Now, the idea is that by elevating them into a higher level of daily training environment will accelerate the development and growth of that player.
Program manager Chris Hickey says they face a tough decision in selecting the final 26 players to take part in the scheme.
So we look over the full Pacific Challenge to choose the players, and we look for players also that we feel have potential. We picked one player from Tonga who was in the reserve bench for the Tongan team. We felt that we saw some things in his game that showed that he has potential.
This is the second year of the program and there has been a marked increase in the number of Fijian players selected compared to last year. Kurei Tandulala, FBC Sports.
Wellington Phoenix put on another stunning performance, beating the Western Sydney Wanderers side 3-1 at Respect Stadium in an A-League thriller last night. The Phoenix players dedicated the win as a tribute to last Friday's Christchurch mosque shooting victims. And victims of the Christchurch mass shooting on Friday were honored at the sports stadiums around the world. Prince William was also part of the tribute that took place on Saturday night. In the wake of Friday's deadly Christchurch terror attacks, the Crusaders say they are considering changing their name to a less proactive title. After a gunman opened fire on two Christchurch mosques, leaving 50 dead, the issue of the name Crusaders has arisen because of its reference to the medieval Crusades. Physiotherapy and medical students from FNU are excited to be part of the Murray Sevens that will be played this weekend. For their physiotherapy student, Sakyusa Naika says he wants to break the misconception that medical practitioners reside only in hospitals. Naika says it is important for people to understand the link between sports and physiotherapists.
It won't be a thing if we teach, if we learn a lot of things in class, but then we don't put it into practice. So I'm thankful for the Maris tournament for giving us this opportunity to help me brushing up my knowledge, my practical skills in this event, not only in this event, in other sporting events out there.
Team Fiji at the Special Olympics in Abu Dhabi have been doing well, winning medals in the past few days. Robert Cyril Rambaka won Fiji's first gold medal in the 50 meters freestyle event, while Marcelina Mar bagged silver in the 50 meters women's freestyle. Wasimadana Hehe won their second gold medal in the 1,500 meters. Pawasa Ngoni Maitumba won bronze in the single male table tennis, while Vinyana Liku Dhaudhau finished third in the women's shot put event. Team Fiji has a total of 35 athletes competing at the Games. The Special Olympics will end on Thursday. The Parramatta Eels made a winning start in the NRL opener last night, defeating the Penrith Panthers 20-12. The win came after the Eel Michael Jennings awarded a dubious first half, Sin Bin for a high taker late in the contest, sparking the Panthers' revival. Joining Sin, Binning denied a maiden NRL try for Maika Siwo when he knocked out Isaiah Yeo with a swinging arm. In today's play of the day, Barcelona Lionel Messi converted Luis Suarez's backheel pass with a toe poke strike in the 4-1 win over Real Betis in the La Liga. And that's it from Sports Tonight. Angie joins you later with weather. And in the world of the weird and the wonderful, they'd gone wrong. A California man gets car stuck on the beach after trying to impress his girlfriend. This and more coming up.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबुआ से जैसे प्रेनी नोट मशहूर है वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फीजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 फेमस है।
In new media tonight, free Wi-Fi at 32,000 feet. Delta Airline is planning to become the second airline in the US to provide free Wi-Fi to its customers. Let's take a look at what will be on offer in the near future. It's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. Nothing beats the beauty of sunshine, and it's amazing how great it's been. And bonus point, it actually makes Monday blues beautiful. Taking a look in the west, super sunny day, so much to do here while the sun smiles. Eastwards, Rampak Hava to Suva, quite easy here, very calm, and light drizzles were active. And up north, more of the beautiful sunny periods. At sea, southeast winds 20 knots, moderate seas. For the tides, low tide at 10:56 a.m. with high tide at 5:08 a.m. Sunrise at 6:10. For tomorrow, a fine day just like today, light showers will approach by afternoon. Tomorrow's temps, looking for a hot place for some sun bath. The perfect place would be the Soccer Town, Bar and the Babasinga Town, Lambasa, heating 33 degrees. And looking further on to Wednesday, apart from few passing showers, all will be great. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In the world of the weird and the wonderful, has your attempt to impress your girlfriend ever gone wrong? Well, it definitely did for this guy. In Fijian Pulse tonight, we asked, will you pledge to call out hate and racist speech on social media?
We need proper laws to stop racist comments, as this situation is getting out of hand.
If we hear someone or people talking in a racist manner, I think we should report it to the police to handle the matter.
I think racial comments comes from hate. So in order to stop racism, you must let go of that attitude, that hatred that you have.
So regardless of people's background, we should learn to accept one another.
For those kind of people who don't value others' culture and religion, they should be exposed on social media and reported to police.
I believe the best thing to do is to approach the person who's saying all this kind of negativity and tell them straight that it's very offensive and they should refrain from saying it.
Recapping the main stories for tonight, bereaved families depart for Christchurch. PM warns terrorist attack could happen here. And Central Bus Company drivers' strike continues. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question segment, last week we had asked, should there be a harsh penalty for those who contaminate our waterways? 71% said yes. This week we're asking, will you pledge to call out hate and racist speech on social media? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day taken at the FBC transmitter site in Naulu, Nausori, minutes before the sunset. This was sent in by Nitendra Prasad. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, good night.
Bula, neva ngo malakai leloma ngo ngai nakas on rong nam bula fep namban dua ena sere.
Hoya ubasit sai lambasa ya on talita ina warong nam bula FM namban dua ena sere.
Gua do tumeli aku na tau no hinga toka. Talita kina na warong nam bula FM namban dua ena sere.
Wana nam bula FM namban dua ena sere nawaluan.
Neva ngo fane na tau no ngo singa toka kita on talita kana bula FM namban dua ena sere.
Bula FM namban dua ena sere.